This is Benji Stoch from Display Equipment Company, based in Joburg. This week we were able to get a great interview with visual merchandise display expert Marieta Louw. And Marieta very kindly and shared with us her 6 most common mistakes that she sees retail shops make from a visual display and a shop window display perspective. We really hope that you'll find this information practical and valuable, and we trust that you'll enjoy the information made available here. Thank you. Reach that target for you. Thank you.
Mainstream, and I read a wonderful, a very nice article this morning where this guy, John Terrella, said that one of the things to look at, particularly if you see a small to medium-sized retailer, is how different are you really? How are you unique? How are you special?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're just a commodity.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that everybody needs to look at. And talking about people going back into the business, I think almal is so gatvol om by die huis te wees that they're going to go out just for the sake of going to socialize.
Yes.
And we are emotional creatures. So, you know what? I think everybody needs to look at how can they grab the people emotionally as well, because that's what it's going to be all about.
So do you think that visual merchandising can play on people's emotions?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's one of the art forms of visual merchandising or the creative is grabbing the attention. That's one of the key things about visual merchandising.
Yeah.
And I think now when we go back, it's definitely an opportunity. Is how creative are you going to be? How different are you going to be?
Yeah.
And I think it's exciting in that side from a visual merchandising point of view and stores, retailers, how are they going to grab the customer's attention with visual merchandising?
Marieta, I should bring this up later, and I wanted to get into your questions and answers because it was so insightful. But while I'm thinking about it, do you have any idea, or have you thought about, a lot of shops import all their stock? But it comes out of, it comes manufactured from different parts of the world. And I read an article a couple of weeks ago where some Congolese ladies were brought in, and they I think it was one of the big business magazines put this article out, and they did such unbelievable work with manufacturing clothing locally with their own local signature and their own colorful schemes, and the retail shops are looking at that product as opposed to just importing. I mean, I don't know if actual product is your field of expertise, but do you think there'll be a move from not trying to just buy product from China or from India or Pakistan, and rather look at local talent for production?
Absolutely. I think with everything happening and all this coming from China, I think the trigger is there that they don't want anything from China anymore.
Yeah.
And I think from a local perspective, it's going to be great for the guys locally to start getting our business back into South Africa. People are going to look at labels. I mean, I was reading the other article, and it's stupid that they were looking at a can. I think it was filtered or, I don't know, some food stuff.
Yes.
And the person said, well, it's made in China. I'm going to clean out my cupboard. I'm not going to use China stuff anymore. And it's going to be the same with clothing.
Yeah. So there's, it's a two-edged sword. Number one, people gravitate towards supporting local. And number two, the people wat sonder werk sit have now got an opportunity to make clothing or to do work that they wouldn't normally have had. So it's a two-edged sword. I mean, there should even be there should be more effort than just a discussion about it,
Absolutely. And I also think that the local guys, South African people, need to support South Africa more. They were too quick to go, it's cheaper, I'll get it from China, or this item is cheaper, that type of thing. We must get away from the cheaper mentality. I was talking to my daughter. She's doing an assignment now.
Yeah.
She's designing for one of her assignments is designing baby clothes.
Yes.
And she said to me, there is so many rules in making baby clothing. It has to be, there shouldn't be ink on it, there shouldn't be, all the chemicals and stuff should not be there. And we had this discussion, and I said to her, so if you look at the imported stuff that we're getting, how many of those items that are printed, that are they're using all these chemicals, are we actually selling in stores? But because it's cheaper, we would rather buy that instead of having a quality item.
But one of the things I was thinking of is that was always the issue, is the cheaper. But now people are absolutely without work, and if this epidemic or this pandemic has focused our minds on rethinking our businesses, then maybe there's an opportunity to say, listen, local production, we can do this. Number one, you need to shape your designs around what we know our customers like. And number two, it's got to come to a price point. You can't, you've also got to look at your manufacturing concern and say, look, I can supply you at a similar price to importing it. And let me tell you, Marieta, it's not just the sticker price on the item when you're buying it from a factory locally versus overseas. It's the time to wait to get it here. It's the all the associated costs with the money, the exchange rate risk, the insurance sometimes for taking cover on the exchange rate. There's so many factors to bring in. And I think local production, if they were interested, and now they should be, can become competitive.
You know what? We had so many local producers in South Africa. A lot, until all these imports from China came in. So we can do it. And it's, like you say, it's changing your mindset, changing your how can you do it better. And ultimately that is it. I think on the one side, like you say, it's a double-edged sword. On the one side, it's very exciting because there's a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think if the people can just think that way and just be positive about it, it'll be great, because you know what? We can all stand together. We've proven that we can stand together on small things. I think if we all put our minds to it, we can do this.
Well, I think that's very encouraging to hear you talk like that, and that's how people should be talking. Nobody should be putting out negative stuff, because there's no need for it.
No, I mean we've gone through dark times. We've gone through. You know what? We survivors.
Yeah.
So it's about what we do to survive. And like you say, if we're negative about it, you know what? It's your own fault.
Yeah.
If you only see the dark and the gloom, then it's your own fault.
Yeah.
No,
well, on a positive note, I mean, if we look forward a couple of weeks, and our favorite retail shops have opened, and I said to you, if you walk around the streets and you look out there at the shops, what are the 6 common visual display or merchandising display mistakes that the shops make? And you've written it for me very nicely. I've got it here, but I'm going to let you take us through the 6 points quickly.
Okay, no problem. So, to me, there's a beautiful quote that I actually want to share with you.
Yeah.
Is that I forgot. The eyes are the windows of the soul.
Yes.
So is your window the soul of your store.
Wow, I love it.
That is exactly, if we look at business, that is how important your windows or your exterior of your store is. So from priority, I would say I would go start with your windows.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake we make in windows is the poor window displays that we put out there. I mean, a window display has the power to draw in new customers and excite regulars into checking out your latest product.
Yeah.
But if you look at some of these windows, dimly lit displays, cluttered and dirty windows, or visual presentations that haven't been changed in weeks, it just won't get the job done. And that's what we're finding in the stores. Not only are they damaging their brand, they are creating a poor first impression, and it will definitely last a lifetime.
So number 1 on your list of 6 mistakes is just the summary of poor window displays, like generally
poor
window displays.
Poor windows displays. I mean, we do everything with pride.
Yeah.
And that is what your window should be. It should be the pride. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And I think the guys, I don't want to say that they've lost that, but I think they've lost the plot in some of these retailers, that they don't look at the detail, the attention to detail.
Well, I can personally say, and I won't name the stores, but I can personally think of like high profile shopping centers, and you walk past and you go, why would you put this in the window? This doesn't interest me in the slightest. It doesn't interest anybody.
Yeah.
And number two, you came up with hiding your product.
Yes. So what I mean by that is, so we've got this beautiful window. Wow, and we've got the product. Now, when your customer choose to come into your store, it's based on what you've done in your window or what you are advertising. But they should never be able, they should never actually take time or struggle to find the item. So too many times, and this is experience that I've experienced when visiting stores, and then I hear the customers say that they're asking the cashier, where is the product that was advertised in the window or in the magazine or on social media?
Yeah.
And that is a big no-no. So your customer, like I say, they go past your windows and they see a product. They read it in the magazine. They should, when they walk into your store, whatever you're advertising should be visible.
Easily visible.
Easily visible.
Yeah.
So natural groupings as you walk in, it can either be in the front of your store or in the front of a department if you've got different departments. But it should be natural, easy to read, with easy to read signage and clear display.
Yeah.
These are the three easiest ways to increase your productivity.
I mean, when people are confused, they walk out. Unless there's clear knowledge of what's going on, that clear knowledge drives to a sale. But confusion leads to no sale. Yeah.
Exactly, and especially in your malls and that type of thing, you get to different types of customers. So if I'm on lunch and I know that you are advertising a product, I don't have time to go browsing around. So I want to go in, get the product, and leave.
Yes.
And if you don't make it easy for me as your customer, that is a big problem.
Sure.
Because then I'm going to leave.
Yeah. And then number three, I think that's great advice. Number three, you said running too many promotions at the same time.
Yes, that's a big, big problem. So we're all eager to sell products. We all want to get our product out there, or, we want to sell. But the biggest problem that we do sometimes is that we advertise too many things at the same time. So think of, you've got a big retailer that's got financial services. They have a financial service drive on top of a promotion
Product drive,
on top of, so then you're trying to promote too many products. This gives the store a cluttered look with too much product, and you're over communicating your signage.
Yeah.
If you want to do effective merchandising on your specific top products that you want to advertise, and just keep it simple, keep it clear, and by getting the balance right, that is the most important thing. As well as timing of your promotions. Don't let it overlap. I've seen where customers come in, they've got a financial service promotion running. So it's like get 100 Rand off if you spend 500 Rand. But then they've got a 50% or a 25% off this t-shirt. So now the customer goes and they've got these one item, but there's two different promotions. So which one do you honor the customer? So, don't complicate things. Just keep them separate.
There was a thought process that says every time you put out an idea to somebody, it's like handing them a brick. They have to burn mental energy to understand what you're telling them. And every time you add a new idea or a new fact, you're handing them a new brick. And eventually they can't hold 20 bricks or 10 bricks or 5 bricks. How many bricks can they comfortably hold? 1, maybe 2,
Yeah, 100%. No, that's so true.
And then you mentioned traffic flow issues. You want to expand on that?
Yes. So it comes back to stores that they're actually want to get all of their stock out of the stock room and onto the floor, creating a stock room in your store. And I think you can relate, you've been to a lot of retailers, especially your value retailers
Yes.
where and it's just so full of merchandise.
Yeah.
It's full of fixtures. You should have a normal space of a meter between the fixtures for ease of shopping. But aisles that feel crowded because of too many fixtures, bulky displays, and sales tables make the pass-through areas congested and a prime cause of traffic flow issues. People get irritated. Your customer loves personal space, and they need to move through the space with ample room to stop and look at displays.
And how important is that going to be after this lockdown?
Absolutely. One great thing about a customer, right? So they just add on to this. They would decide. The deciding factor to walk into the store would be at your front door. They call it a resting space or a decompression zone at your front door. So if they stand there and your store is cluttered and it's too tight, they would make the decision then and there to turn around, regardless of what promotion you've got.
That's interesting, eh? And if maybe they saw exactly what was advertised and what brought them there, they would gravitate to that particular display. Maybe it was a complete matching set of clothes and accessories on a particular mannequin. A top, pants, shoes, a necklace, a handbag. And if that's what was advertised on social media, and they can actually see that from their decompression area, they will gravitate towards that and come into the store because they saw it outside of the store.
Yeah. But again, if your store's busy and it's overflowing, they'll turn around regardless.
Yeah. Then you mentioned point number 5 was stagnant displays. So, yeah.
I think that's one of my big peeves is stagnant displays.
Yeah. It's a laziness. Is it a laziness issue?
Yes. I'm going to give you a scenario. Years ago, I used to be the visual manager in Sandton and one of the big retailers. And I used to walk through a competitor store, also a department store. And I just took a shortcut through the store to get to the parking area. And for a whole week, every day, I would walk past this bust form, and it didn't have a display.
Wow.
And the one next to it was the same clothes. I think that was for 2 weeks on. And I actually called the one of the department managers, and I said, I wanted to speak to your store manager. And he said, like, why? I said, well, I want you to fire your visual manager because obviously they're not doing their job. So this guy was very impressed with me.
Wow.
But yeah, so not changing store displays often enough is a common mistake in retailers. Seeing the same display for a month is not going to get your customer interested to pop in for something new. And that goes for windows and in-store. The most important thing is to keep track of your customer engagement with new and old displays. In mall stores, funny thing, customers will go there maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, whether it's for shopping or social interaction, having a coffee, so they will pass your store. And if you've got the same thing for a whole month in your window, it's not going to bring them in and to revisit your store very soon.
Yeah.
So it's important to rotate and change your displays and merchandise presentations at least bi-weekly.
Yeah.
And that is not just window displays, it's visual merchandising as well, changing your departments. So if the one isn't working, change it. You can always reinvent the store or the department with the new stock that you've got.
What's amazing to me is you said it irritated you to the point where you actually asked to speak to management. Whereas, because it's the trained eye with you, but to the untrained eye, to the customer, they're just going to walk straight past and not buy anything. So the shop owner won't ever get that complaint, oh, your window is stagnant. They won't. They'll just get no sales or they'll get less sales. They'll lose out on sales. But it takes someone who understands it to say, hey, do you understand why you're losing out on sales? And that's where you come in with your point number 5. Yeah. And in fact, all of these. Then you mentioned poor housekeeping, and we actually had a discussion about this the other day, where you were talking about some just, you wouldn't have your own house look like that. That's where exactly, yep.
Yeah, so for I think that is the most important thing. So if whether you a FMCG, a store, cosmetic store, you sell baby stuff, and I'm just using these as examples, and you go and you want to buy an item and the shelf is dirty, or the product is dirty, you don't want to shop there. So it's important to take a walk through your retail space and view it strictly from a customer's perspective. And how clean is your store really? It's essential that general housekeeping, simple things like dusting, cleaning your windows and floors, and mirrors are done on a daily basis. They don't want to see, when a customer comes in, and that's the other thing also, they don't want to see you cleaning the floor while I'm shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So that needs to be done either early in the morning before the store opens or when you close the store. Because your focus, when that door is open, you want to focus your time and energy on creating a sale, interacting with your customer.
Yeah.
And now the first thing that they walk into, they have to fall over stock lying on the floor. They have to, the bucket with the dirty water and the mop is still there. The shelves are dirty. The fixtures are dirty. It just leaves a bad taste. And I promise your customer will not come back.
And also after this pandemic issue, or when we move back out of our houses, the sense of cleanliness, the sense of things not being dirty is going to be, it's going to play on people's minds,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with touching things.
Yeah. I mean, if you're standing in that pause area in the front of the shop and you look inside and it's dirty, it's not going to make you want to go inside. But if it's clean and you don't see finger marks here and there, and I mean, it seems petty, but it's become important now.
Years ago, when visual merchandising and displays were still like the top thing for retailers, and it's changed a lot. But we used to, when I visited stores, I used to wear white gloves, and I would touch a fixture and I would touch a shelf, check if the shelves or if it was clean. That was how pedantic we were in visiting stores, in checking that everything is perfect for our customer. And we need to bring that back. It's like you say, it sounds petty, but it is crucial.
Yeah. I think customers may come in with their own white gloves at this point.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. And the other thing as well that you need to be so careful of in a store is poor mannequin maintenance.
Yeah.
Or your lighting. So you walk into a store and the mannequins are broken, or are missing a finger. If that mannequin is broken, if she's dirty, scratched or whatever, take it off the floor. You can rather do without than having that, because again you're breaking down the brand of your business. And lighting as well is very, very important.
Well, you've touched on something that's true to the hearts of our business at Display Equipment Company, because what we do is, instead of you having to import a new mannequin or buy a brand new mannequin, we would take your old mannequins and we would make them like new. We would actually completely refurbish them. And so that's obviously very close to our hearts. I appreciate you throwing that in as a bonus point. I'll just
That's crucial, and I think after this COVID, with the people on cost saving now, they need to look at different ways. Instead of importing, how can I fix what I've got?
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to look at.
I mean, also maybe, you don't want to say it, but it's inevitable with some of the chain groups. They may close some of the stores that aren't doing well, and there lies in a perfect opportunity for them to repurpose those displays. But they don't have to put old mannequins into a working store. They can, old broken mannequins, they can have those fixed or changed to a new style, a new look,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to you mentioned 6 points. So it was the 6 visual merchandising mistakes that retail shops make. So I'll just summarize it quickly and say, number 1 was poor window displays. Number 2, hiding the product. Number 3, running too many promotions at the same time. Number 4, traffic flow issues in the store. Number 5, stagnant displays that don't get changed. and number 6, poor housekeeping.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about you, Marieta. These are unbelievably insightful and really clever. And you mentioned years gone by. So you've been in the visual display industry for years. Tell us a bit about your history.
Oh, wow. Where do I start?
Mm-hmm.
I started as a display, I think they called it window dressers that time, in 88. I actually started my career as a window dresser.
Yes.
In 88. So I've been in the retailing business for many, many years. Going from one retailer, started with a value retailer, funny enough, before Mr. Price was there. I think those that can remember at Scott that time.
Oh, yes, I remember Scott.
Yeah, so I started at Scott. Wonderful, wonderful experience. I didn't actually want to become a visual merchandiser or a display. I wanted to do interior design. So but here I am, 4 years later. So then from there, as I grew, I changed different companies, and then I went into a big retailer, and I started there as a visual merchandise manager. And then I went into divisional visual, and then I went over to chain visual, so I looked after, that time we had about 700 stores in total, and as the years went by, we made stores smaller, or we closed them, and so now I'm starting my own business, visual consulting business.
Very good.
So, and doing freelance for businesses, even focusing on your small and medium retailers.
Yes.
To see how I can help them. So, in total, I would say about 30 years retail experience in the visual merchandising, traveling South Africa, through the whole Africa. We did stores there as well. So, and looking at the different retailers. So it was fun.
I must say that if I just think of the industry and where it was and where it is and where it's going, there's very few people who are as qualified and experienced as you to actually become a visual merchandise consultant. So we wish you a lot of luck, and we look forward to working with you through your journey. We really look forward to working with you on it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of the things that visual merchandising is not everybody is. It's like fixing an airplane, Not everybody can do it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with visual merchandising.
Yeah.
And I think my goal and my focus now is sharing that skill and training and teaching people how to look after their stuff and how to improve on visual.
It's your passion. We can hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the way you use the fixing an airplane analogy. That's your husband's vocation.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Marieta, and you mentioned to me that you were working on a book. Is that going to happen?
Yes, no, I'm actively busy with a introduction to visual merchandising. Then just telling what to look at, visual things to points to look at when I am in a store, when I look at the store, from design through to windows and in store. And once, I'll definitely give you a copy, and so you can have a look. Cool. And it's about just sharing.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important.
Cool. Well, I have like 1,000 more questions, so I'm going to rather schedule another time to talk, and we'll feed this information through to the people that need it. And as I said, we wish you a lot of luck with what you're doing. I think it's unique and it's needed, and you're the right person to do it. So we look forward to hearing all of that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the call.
We'll speak.